Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about my string gauges and what I like to use when playing guitar. Let's get into it. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name is Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube. I've got some props with me for this video, and today we're going to be talking about my string gauges and what I like to use and just how I go about figuring out what string gauges are, appropriate for my guitar playing, okay? So over the years, I've kind of compiled my tunings to really only two when it's my turn to create, and that is drop C sharp and drop F. Very different, sounds between the two tunings. But yeah, those are the two that I really only play in and create in as of late. But I, every now and again like to play some other tunings. So I'll do my very best to explain my philosophies with my guitar tunings and string gauges and just showcase the strings that I like to use, okay? So starting right off, drop C sharp, I like to use 10 to 46. Now, my philosophy with string gauges is I really like lighter gauge strings, and that is because I love pinch harmonics. I have a very delicate right hand, and it's more about precision than it is just like beating the hell out of the strings. But I really like pinch harmonics because I really like to have a finesse touch to get that sound, and then I like to manipulate it and give it some wiggle with my left hand. So that encompassing that really just makes me able to grab pinch harmonics much better compared to some heavier gauge strings. So anyway, 10 to 46 on both 25.5 inch scale and 24 3/4 and drop C sharp. That is what I like to use. Now I have the Ernie Ball regular slinkies here, and I've been using these off and on for years. This is kind of like the first guitar pack that really caught my eye, being a kid in the guitar store, and they're always in stock and they're always reliable, and just it's kind of what I became accustomed to. But now recently I have been using a lot of Stringjoy stuff, and Stringjoy also has a 10 to 46 set. So both of these encompassing are the string gauges that I like to use in drop C sharp. But if I want to play in like standard tuning or drop D, for example, I'll also use 10 to 46 on both my Les Pauls 24 3/4 and say like a Strat or like a Balaguer 25.5 inch scale. Okay, cool. All right, up next we got some DR strings, some DDTs, the Spiders. This is the 11 to 54 set, and although I really don't play in drop C or drop B all that much, I really like this string set. The 54 is a little light. I would like to bump it up to like 56 or 58, but for like drop C on like a 25.5 inch scale, 11 to 54 works really, really well for me. But like I said, every now and again, if I want to play in drop B, I'll just use these. And again, it's to have that light touch, that light gauge string to grab pinch harmonics and really manipulate it. I know a 54 is really light with drop B, so that's like why I said I would recommend like a 56 or 58. But for the sake of this video, and I really don't play in that tuning all that much anymore, 11 to 54 would get the job done. But I recommend getting like a 56 or 58. Okay. Cool. And now, best for last, baritone strings. I'm a baritone player. I love baritones. You guys know that if you're familiar with this channel. I have two sets here. I have a Stringjoy 13 to 68 and an Ernie Ball baritone 13 to 72. So recently I was playing in a lot of drop G with a 30-inch baritone guitar, and I was playing 13 to 68. Now, what's ironic about my philosophy with pinch harmonics, that kind of goes out the window with baritones, because you can't really grab clean pinch harmonics with a baritone. It's kind of like non-existent. So in that aspect, I like heavy gauge and really tight strings, especially if you're going to be down in drop G, drop F. It's like you need the string gauge to have a certain amount of tension to hold the note clarity and to hold the intonation and the tuning itself. So the bigger the better for me. Again, drop G 13 to 68. That's what I used all on tour last month. But my favorite tuning of all time as of right now is drop F, and I would recommend a 13 to 72 Ernie Ball string baritone set. But also too, Stringjoy does like custom gauges, and if and when I was to ever design and be able to design my own custom gauge, I would go 13 to 72. So anyway, this is what I use in drop F, 13 to 72. Everything I wrote in drop F on my solo stuff that'll be coming out soon. Yeah, this is just like when it was my turn to like pick a baritone set, this is what I went with because Ernie Ball has been tried and true for so long. Yeah, so 13 to 72 just works for me. And then when Stringjoy came on board, it was like, hey, we want to send you some stuff when I was in drop G. 13 to 68 work just well. And these strings right here, it says drop tune extra heavy for drop G. So these work literally perfect. They're designed for drop G. So all that encompassing, man. Drop G, drop F. These are the sets that I use. So everybody, I hope that answers your questions, man. It's really cut and dry for me. I'm very particular with string gauges. I like what I like, and I know when I don't like something, I just won't use it. I'm a creature of habit. I'm very like regimented and consistent, and everything has to be the same, especially with string gauges. So yeah, man, 13 to 72, definitely my favorite string gauge for baritone, and 10 to 46, definitely my favorite set for the regular tunings, i.e. drop C sharp. But yeah, man, that's just pretty much what I use, and hope this cleared up any confusion. All right, everybody, that's everything I got for you today. Just a quick little video about string gauges. Hope that answers your questions, and I hope you learned something from me. Anyway, everybody, I'm out of here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay metal. See you guys next time. Later.